qualified in the front row for race one. So he'll be keen to be back into the top two. Max Swiderski, though, was the quickest on track. So Max Swiderski, in fifth place, was set the fastest lap, a 62.958. Now, Nando Weitzelbaumer managed to close in on Mitchell van Dijk for third place right at the end of the race. Just ran out of time to go for a move. Max Swiderski, though, he managed to close in on literally everyone, leaders included. And Max Swiderski, the one to watch inside of row 3 in the number 19. If he can repeat the pace he had in that first race, he could win this one, believe me. Now, Len Nice is going to be to the outside of row 3. Olivier Jonkers and Oscar Bertz are row 4. Henry Verlew and Matthias van Goven are row 5. Danny Soliman and Max Rees are row 6. Then it's Lee Austin and Kaz Tobin, who actually didn't finish the race. So Kaz Tobin, we're yet to see in a racing scenario exactly what Kaz is made of. So let's hope there's no problems this time, and we see the Dutch driver get away to the flag. Now, there was a couple of penalties in the first race, and they both actually went to Matthias van Goven. So one of them released orange at the start. So you can see the tram lines, as some people call them, heading up to the start finish line. Drivers have got to be in those until the lights go out, and then they can move. If you move too early, there is a camera pointing directly at those tram lines. Leave early, it will be spotted, will be given a 3-second penalty. And Matthias van Goven, he picked one up. Well, there we get a good view of the drivers. Nearest to us is Braken there in the 18, and then further away, that's Strauven, the two GKS racing teammates. The grid one more time before we get underway for 12 laps of racing. Braken and Strauven row 1, Van Dijk and Weitzelbaumer row 2, Swiderski and Nice row 3, Jonkers and Bertz row 4, Verlew and Van Goven row 5, Sonnemans and Rees row 6, Austin and Tobin row 7. There you can see the tram lines. There they've got to now go into them. So Braken to the outside of the inside of the track there. Strauven nearest to us. Do we get away for 12 laps racing? Yes, we do. Now Strauven immediately diving to the inside. He's in third place. Going straight into second place there was Mitchell van Dijk. Oh, and nearly a spin for the driver in fourth place. I think that was Max Swiderski, the driver who could have won this race. Looks as if he's taken a half spin. Going into fourth place is Nando Weitzelbaumer. So out of the hairpin and down the back straight, it's Braken leading Van Dijk, Strauven, and then Weitzelbaumer. And change of lead down the end of the back straight. That's Mitchell van Dijk going past Braken. Oh no, what's happened to Thomas Strauven? Strauven's been delayed. So Strauven dropping all the way down the field. He's gonna, and he's stopped. Thomas Strauven's got a problem. He's out the race. Well, a disaster for the number 9 of Thomas Strauven. He stopped over at the far part of the circuit on the exit of the chicane, and we're left with just Mitchell van Dijk and Tom Braken out front. And here comes Tom Braken to the inside as they go across the start-finish line. Are we going to see a change? We're not. And Thomas Strauven's name is going to tumble down the order. And Strauven out the race, and it's going to be a really frustrating one to watch. Now, I've been in that position where you come off on the opening lap and you have to stand there at the edge of the circuit and watch all of your competitors race around, just thinking, where would I have been if I'd not had any problems? For Thomas Strauven, he would have been with these lead 2 out front. What a shame for him. Here comes a battle for third, though. Let's return to the racing, because that is Nando Weitzelbaumer defending, I think, from Len Nice. It looks as if there's been more changes, though. Len Nice looks to have gone into third place. Braken, saw on screen there, taking a look behind, probably thinking, where is everyone? Where's Thomas Strauven? More importantly, they'll be good friends off circuit as well, so it's the last thing you want to see. But Tom Braken, well, he's left now to fight with Mitchell van Dijk, and Mitchell van Dijk alone. They've got a gap over the rest of the field of almost 4 seconds. And third place is Len Nice, as we expected. Fourth is Vauxhall Baumer, and a change of fifth place at turn 1. Olivier Jonkers, third in queue. That's Jonkers. He's just gone into fifth place past Max Siderski. Siderski trying to recover. Behind Siderski, then it's Bert Van Goven, Tobin, Sonneman, Verlew, Rice, Austin. Stravin, of course, out the race. Might have just picked up his stranded cart there as we went through the double right-hander. But here come the leaders, Mitchell van Dijk and Tom Braken. Now, Braken doesn't really need to turn this into a fight. They've got a massive gap to Len Nice and Vauxhall Baumer behind. So, realistically, there's no need for these two to fight. They can just wait till the last few laps. If the pack behind was a little bit closer, might give them more of a reason to be a bit nervous, but they've got nothing to worry about at the moment. But behind, a change to third. That's Max Siderski. I think losing third place was briefly into third, Max Siderski, but now he's lost it to Len Nice once again. This is the main focus on track. Third in that queue and fifth is was Olivier Jonkers, so there's been quite a few changes in that queue. We'll have to pick them up then. Here they come towards our position down the back straight. That's the two leaders, but it's really the battle for third you need to be looking at. That's where all the changes are happening at the moment. I'll just try and pick them up. There they are. So let's identify who is where then as they head back down towards us. So Len Nice in the 17 is third. Then it's Siderski fourth, but not for long. Oh, was that a challenge almost from Vauxhall Baumer? So Vauxhall Baumer fifth, and then it looks like Van Gotham sixth place as they head out of the last corner. I think, in fact, Van Gotham might be fifth and third in this queue. Here we go across the line. No, it's indeed Siderski. So it's Len Nice, Jonkers, third and fourth. It's Siderski and Vauxhall Baumer. Van Gotham actually out of this fight, so apologies for that. But Nice, Jonkers, Siderski, and Vauxhall Baumer. So, tell you what, Olivier Jonkers driving a brilliant race at the moment. Started seventh place, did Olivier Jonkers, climbing up the order now. And is that another change? Well, that's an attempt from Max Siderski, of course. Let's not forget, Max Siderski had that spin at turn 1. It was a half spin. Done a lot of damage, even though he didn't go all the way round. Done enough damage to take him out the fight for the lead. And Siderski, unsurprisingly, now keen to just make any moves he can. Oh no, yellow flags out over on the entrance to the back straight. Someone's gone off there, and we'll pick up who that is when they come across the line next time. And they've dropped about half a lap behind the rest of the pack. So, not too sure who that is. It will become pretty clear very soon. That's Lee Austin, unfortunately. So, Lee Austin is going to be finishing 13th place at best here as we head in towards the left-hander, and that's a move. Max Siderski on screen goes past Olivier Jonkers there, so into fourth place then for Siderski. Now has Len Nice just ahead, and down the back straight, Siderski's going to make another move. Two moves in the space of about 3 corners there for Max Siderski. Brilliant driving from the number 19, now into third place. Don't think he's going to make any further progress from there, but what he can do is try and extend the gap over the guys behind him. He's still got Nice, Jonkers and Vauxhall Baumer fairly close together behind. Here we're going to now check in with the leaders once again. Nothing to report for now. Van Dijk, Braken, you're 1 and 2, with Van Dijk still leading the way at the moment. Of course, Braken took the win from Van Dijk, who was third. Oh, and a bit of contact there was that. That was Siderski running wide. Len Nice trying to move, I think. Siderski's just managed to hold on to third place. So Len Nice now with pressure in fourth place with Olivier Jonkers behind. Nando Vauxhall Baumer still just watching on there in sixth place as we go down the back straight one more time. Vauxhall Baumer trying to pull out of the sixth green. Behind this, we've got Kaz Tobin, who's making good progress. Well, Tobin, from 14th and last place in the number 21, is up into 7th place, driving an absolutely fantastic race at the moment, Tobin. Van Gotham is 8th, Verts is 9th, Solimans is 10th, then it's Max Rees in 11th, Verlu 12th, Austin 13th, driving out the race. But credit to Kaz Tobin, worked his way through the order up into 7th place now. There's our race leaders going through the first corner, and looks as if Van Dijk is taking a slightly wide line there, perhaps a preferred line rather than a mistake. You can see Swiderski doing something similar, whereas in the 17, Len Nice went a little bit tighter on the exit through the left-hander to the right-hand hairpin. They go back to the leaders as we're going to have 4 laps to go when we cross the line next time. So we're getting towards the dying stages of the race now, into the final third. That's a move on screen. Now that was, I think, a change for 7th, which would have been Van Gotham passing Kaz Tobin for 7th place. These two, if they started working together, I tell you what, they wouldn't be a million miles away from these guys come the end of the race if we continue to see passing in this group. Kaz Tobin and Van Gotham, we get a gap to how far behind this queue they are, as we see a change going down the start-finish straight there. That is Olivier Jonkers passing Len Nice. So Jonkers going into 4th place. Now the gap between 6th and 7th, oh well, no, it is a little bit big, isn't it? 4 seconds is a pretty substantial gap. 4 laps to go. Leaders heading down the back straight one more time. Bracken just waiting for his opportunity. Oh, and the yellow flag there. And it looks as if Kaz Tobin is actually out. So Kaz Tobin, after what was a brilliant drive, we did see a move being made, didn't we, down the end of the back straight there. And that we thought was Van Gotham going past Kaz Tobin. And Kaz Tobin clearly hasn't emerged from that. So as I looked out of the window, Van Gotham did have a bit of a gap behind him, but I'd only assumed that was because Tobin had dropped back with the move, but that was because Tobin has gone into the barriers in the middle of that chicane, and he's going to be helped back onto the track, and he's going to get going again. But what a shame. Tobin in the 21 had come through from 14th all the way to 7th. Ends his race now running round at the back, which is a real shame. That means Lee Austin's actually going to pick up the place and go into 12th. But here are the leaders, and I think we're going to stay with them now because we only have 2 laps to go and we've crossed the line. So I think it's crunch time now for Tom Bracken. I think he needs to try and start putting the pressure on, i.e. start making some moves. You can see him just pushing along Mitchell van Dijk. All he's doing is just waiting for the final couple of laps, because battling for the whole race is just going to delay the pair. Waiting to the end, well, you still get a decent chance of battling, and you know, even if you don't win, you'll finish 2nd. So that's been the tactics of Tom Bracken. And now looking to the inside as they went down to turn 1 there. Now that's forced out Mitchell van Dijk to go defensive, and Van Dijk making a mistake from turn 1 there. So the pressure now really getting to Mitchell van Dijk. Tom Bracken sitting there in 2nd place as can he make a move over at the right-hander onto the back straight. They'll go for the penultimate time, and Tom Bracken, we may see him pull out the slipstream here, do we? He's behind, stays in 2nd place for now, so wasn't quite able to close in that gap at the moment. Behind this, Swiderski is 3rd, Jonkers is 4th place, Swiderski a comfortable 3rd place, and then we have a battle for 5th place going on between Len Nice and Nando Weichselbaumer. But back to the leaders. There goes Tom Bracken up the inside, and he's taken the lead away from Mitchell van Dijk. So Mitchell van Dijk now only with just over a lap to try and take this one back. Tom Bracken pulls to the inside of the track going into the last corner. Last lap forward goes out, and to the inside here comes Mitchell van Dijk. He's managed to find a way back past. So Van Dijk back into the lead. Tom Bracken drops back down to 2nd place. Once again, Mitchell van Dijk running slightly wide through the first corner there. Tom Bracken, can he find a way back through into the lead? He's going to have to do this all over again, up towards the hairpin, onto the back straight. Can he get the run on Mitchell van Dijk? Van Dijk in the number 7 there, pulls across to the inside of the circuit. He's going to have to defend going into the chicane. Bracken gets a wider line, gets the run, but at the moment nowhere to overtake. The left-hand hairpin is usually a place, but well covered off from Mitchell van Dijk. Braken now, this is where he made the move one lap ago. Mitchell van Dijk surely going to defend that this time, and he does. Tom Braken now only with one corner left to go. Down to the last corner for the very last time. Van Dijk, is he going to leave the door open for Braken? He isn't. I think Mitchell van Dijk's done enough here. Down the start, finish straight. Mitchell van Dijk's going to take the win. Van Dijk wins the race just about from Tom Braken. Perfect defence there from Mitchell van Dijk at the end to hold on to the race victory from Tom Braken. Brilliant driving from the pair of them. Very respectful racing from what are the youngest drivers here with us, and good respect shown after the race as well. A handshake from the pair. Van Dijk takes a well-deserved victory. Tom Braken doesn't quite win in race number 2 today, but he took the win earlier on. With Mitchell van Dijk third in that race earlier on, he will still lead today, leading the points. So for now, it's looking very, very good for Tom Braken. Third place, well, it wasn't quite an easy journey there, but Max Swiderski finishes in third place after that half spin through the first corner on the opening lap. Max Swiderski finishes in third place. He'll be one to watch tomorrow. Olivier Jonckers finishes in fourth place. Len Nies finishes in fifth place. Nando Weichselbaumer in sixth place. Dennis Van Gozen in seventh. Oscar Wirtz finishes in eighth place. Sonnemans in ninth. Max Rees in 10th place. Verlew finished in 11th place. Behind that, then it's Lee Austin and Cass Tobin finishes 13th. Thomas Strauven, what a disappointment for Strauven, pulling up on the opening few laps there, pulled up with 12 laps to go. It was right at the start of the race there where Thomas Strauven hit problems on the exit of the chicane, and Thomas Strauven unfortunately did not finish the race, and he is now going to be collected. There's confirmation of the results. So Strauven, with some work to do now tomorrow, is going to be going for 2 wins at minimum. Out front though, Mitchell van Dijk taking the win after his third place earlier. It's a first and a second for Tom Braken. A very good day at the office for him. Max Swiderski, he's had a fifth and now a third. Jonckers has had a seventh and now a fourth, so a good improvement from him today. Len Nies has had a sixth and a fifth, very consistent. Likewise,